Howdy there, friends. I think one of the biggest mistakes Google made while they were basically a monopoly is they didn't have a reason to improve their product all that much on the search side. And we leave so many clues as to what we're looking for, what we like, what we don't like, our favorite brands, etc. in searches. Google never used that data to actually make search more personalized and better. Sure, they'll give you a local pizza chain based on your IP address or something like that, but they've never really taken all your preferences, and I think now with Gemini, they're doing that, but it's because they have competition with OpenAI. So let me just go through and show you something I'm seeing in O3. I was like, dang, this is getting pretty good. Also, it'll help you to understand how you might need to search to understand whether or not your brand shows up because reasoning is changing the answer. So let's go ahead and get on into this. So you can see O3 launched. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm going to go ahead and run a prompt that I've been running for ages. But now that we've got reasoning, we can actually look through a bunch of clues that'll help us to just better understand how this thing worked for this specific query. So we're going to get back into this black-owned business thing. But it's like, hey, he references, Will does, Seer Interactive a ton. So if you have mentioned a preference in the past for a certain type of business, it's saying, I'm going to try to include at least one of them. And here's the kicker, my friends. You can see right here, right there, it's saying, since he's the CEO of Seer Interactive, a mention of his own agency might feel odd. Boom. Okay, guys, that's huge because if you've been doing searches in different models up till now inside of ChatGPT, it's going to take the memory that it has and it's going to be like, why would we show you something you already know? Which means you will think you're not showing up if you don't check the reasoning boxes. That is why, and I'll link to it somewhere around here or below in the notes. That's why I recommend you use a tool like Poe, or you can always use the opportunity to do a search that is not on the training data here in temporary. So I probably would get a different answer if I did that. And then now we can also see the searches that they're doing across the web to come up with these answers. This gets me a better idea on the types of search terms that I might want to target and take my old SEO content. So again, when we talk about, oh, AI is taking over, why shouldn't I write content anymore? It's because if it thinks it's going to trigger a search, at least for now, you're getting clues into the types of words. So maybe I should write a little bit more content around the integration of PPC and SEO as an agency perspective, not a how-to perspective. I get my answer, and that's not really what I want to show you. Now I want to go back to this black-owned thing. This is important, my friends. You see over here how I have chlorine and dreadlocks care? This triggered something for me. So I'm learning to swim for the first time at 49 years old, swimming around a bunch of 5-year-olds crushing me, but that's a different video for a different story. So I'm trying to understand how chlorine affects my dreadlocks. And it gives me all these answers, and it says, I'm going to give you a bunch of products. But what's interesting is I was talking to my sister, and she was talking about protesting Target and not wanting to shop there because of their backpedaling on DEI stuff. And that just got me thinking, like, another area where Google failed, in my opinion, is that personalized search. There is no way for me to personalize my searches to say, I want to strongly support Black-owned businesses. So I went into my custom instructions and took a prompt that gave me a bunch of products and looked at those products, looked them up, and found out that one of the 8 or so that they recommended, so all these different products, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 products, one was from a Black-owned business, okay? Then I asked the product again, and they gave me, I think I did this thing twice. The first time I know I only got 1. This time I got 3 after I changed my custom instructions to say that I wanted to find Black-owned businesses. So now what does this mean in a world where we can put in custom instructions, we have web search, and we've got reasoning and all these things happening? I think if you want to support a certain type of business, if you want to be more environmentally friendly, if you don't want Amazon showing up anymore because you're trying to not buy there, or if you want to buy more from Costco or less from Target or more from Target, you could now put that in your custom instructions, Black owned, women owned, veterans owned, etc., and get responses that at least will tell you, hey, I'm going to try to show you more of those because it relates to you. That, my friends, is a massive unlock. I'm looking forward to doing more of my product searches based on the things that I want to support. I'm trying to support local businesses here in Philly, for sure, veteran owned, Black owned, etc. Whatever those things are, I'm going to start tweaking my custom instructions to figure that out.